All right, let's get this over with. Hello and welcome back to the .NET Phillies podcast. As you can tell, I kind of have a set again, kind of a little work in progress, impromptu, kind of wanted something more appealing in the background other than just my bed and closets. So basically, what I did was I just basically flipped everything. So I'm in the corner now. I have the flag this has been an OG kind of set piece since the beginning. Because when I first started doing this, not in my room, I moved to my basement. This was my background primarily during the 2022 season. And then at the beginning of last year, I didn't actually have this up. It was the Hoskins jersey. I might have had this up. I can't remember. It was the Hoskins jersey and this. And then I changed to the other set and then the corner set bedroom again, and now we're back to the corner set kind of hybrid, whatever we got going on here right now. We got Chase Utley here. Shout out to Kathy Master. Shout out to you, Graham, for giving me this. It's great, Chase Utley. I want to get like my goal this weekend. I'm gonna get like a little shelf here, or maybe I put Chase over here and have the shelf like down here. I want to have like a bunch of Philly stuff, kind of like I had in my old set. The stuff on the table there. So that's kind of what I want to do. The flag for right now is kind of staying. I think it's a staple in the lore of this podcast, if that's what you can even call it. But it's kind of time to address the elephant in the room. But before we do that, actually, let me explain what happened last week. Um, Last week, I was having a lot of technical problems with my camera. It was glitching out a lot. I'm pretty sure I fixed it. And my mic was also being weird. Like I was just having a bunch of electrical problems and it got really late. And that's the reason I didn't post anything last week, was because of that. Now, kind of the reason this is coming out so late is because I had an orthodontist appointment this morning and I had to go and work a little later. So that's why this is coming out whenever this gets published and uploaded, probably late tonight. So I don't know when you'll be watching this. Is it tonight? Is it tomorrow? Is it in 6 months from now when I reminisce about the brutalities of my baseball team? I don't know. In terms of structure for this episode, I don't know how long this is going to be. I'm just going to rant because I have a lot to say regarding the current state of this Phillies baseball team. I do have John's hot takes. I'm doing a new bit where I have them. Can't really. I have them written down now in because I think it's funny because I don't know, prop comedy. It takes me back to my journalism days at Temple. Funny. Um. Oh, that's good. All right. Let's get it started in here. Let's get it started in high. Everybody, get to it, get going. Uh-huh. Hey, let's get it started. All right. I don't know why I'm so cheery because what in God's name are the Philadelphia Phillies doing? Ever since the All-Star break, they have just been in a tailspin. And truth be told, I have no idea what's going on. They're not hitting. And I understand baseball is a game of ebbs and flows. And in the sport, you go through ups and downs. We kind of talk about it all the time as baseball fans. People get hot, people get cold, you go through stretches and everything like that. And I understand that. And initially, when the Phillies, lost the series to the A's and then the Pirates and the Twins, I'm like, okay, they've been so good. Excuse me. They've been so good all year. This is the time where they're going to start to tail off, not really play as well, not really be as dominant. And I get that. But then it kept going and going and going and going. Now we're almost at a month of them being one of the worst teams in baseball. And I'm left scratching my head going, what's next? Fortunately, the Braves and Mets have not been able to really been nipping at our heels. Fortunately, the Phillies still have a decent lead in the division, but that doesn't matter. This team right now is just lost. There's no approach. The pitching is bad. The bullpen has been bad. I don't know. It's not injuries. I mean, sure, you can blame the pitching injuries. You lost Ranger for a bit of time. You had to have Colby Allard start, which he wasn't terrible. Tyler Phillips is kind of starting to come back down to earth. Um, Taiwan, he's Taiwan. Nola has regressed. Wheeler has been really the only one that has not been bad at a consistent pace. Sanchez has taken a step back. Like they're just lost right now. And even looking at the bullpen, man, I mean, Hoffman's been not great. Alvarado's been bad for a significant amount of time now. Estevez has been fine. Banks has been pretty good. Strom has been okay. Marte, thank God he's gone. For the love of God, Marte was terrible. And Jose Ruiz, every time I see him warming up, it's basically Topper waving the white flag. I mean, it's just we saw him come into a 4-0 game last night against the Marlins, and what a piss poor performance that was. And even before that, against the Diamondbacks, like that Diamondback series, that was your chance for revenge against the Diamondbacks, who as fans and as players, you felt like you were the better team in that Diamondback series. And I think everybody and their mother would agree that the Phillies were the better team coming out of that Diamondback series. Then you win game one, and we're like, oh, let's go. They're one game one. Like that's been their problem. They lose the first games of series, and then they're trying to claw back and yada, yada, yada. Like that's the big thing. Like we finally won the game one, and then it was just they fought back in game two. Hoffman obviously blew the save. And then games 3 and 4, they just gave up. Why in the hell was Junior Marte put into a 2-run game and he gave up 7 runs? What are we doing, Topper? And not only that, your bullpen management has been terrible. Your rotation has been ass. Excuse me, I don't like to curse here, but for God's sakes, not even to mention the lineup. The lineup needs to change here, Topper. It's not, oh, we're going to trust your guys, trust your guys. Trust your guys 2.5 weeks ago. We are going on almost a month of being well, not the worst because the White Sox exist, but one of the worst competitive teams in baseball right now because the White Sox are just their own level of bad. And now you're saying, oh, I think it's time to change stuff up. And what do you do when you say that? You bench Trey Turner. Yippee! Like, you needed significant change in that lineup and you refuse to do it. I don't give two bakers of a F who your guys are. Trust your guys, do this, do that. I don't care if they are not producing. I don't care if you are Bryce Harper making 25 million, Trey Turner making 27 million, Schwarber making however million, or Rojas making league minimum. If you are not producing, you are going to sit your ass on the bench and take a night off. I don't care because there's players on that bench right now that I trust more than Marsh, more than Stott, more than Trey, more than anyone right now. The only two players that I am exempting from me putting them on absolute blast is Kyle Schwarber and Alec Boehm, and actually Nick Castellanos for all that matter. I am so sick and tired of Topper rolling out the same lineup that has done dick for 2.5 weeks. Let's keep rolling it out. For the love of God, what are we doing, Topper? What are we doing that this is what? Why? I don't care. Your top, I left it in my coat pocket at work. I have it. Give me 1 second. I will show you what the lineup should be. I forget it offhand, but I have a piece of paper. It's in my pocket in my laundry. I'll be right back. Just give me 2 seconds. Make me walk all the way over there out of frustration and anger. Okay. Yep. Papers on papers with this. Okay. That's another discussion. This should be your lineup. Okay. If you're going to play all 9 of these guys every single day, this needs to be your lineup. Kyle Schwarber, Alec Boehm, Bryce Harper, Nick Castellanos, Trey Turner, Bryson Stott, JT Realmuto, Brandon Marsh, Johan Rojas. There's your lineup right there. Trey has been lost in the two hole. Bohm still producing at a very high level. The hope is Bohm is going to get better pitches to hit with Harper on deck. And the same thing goes with Casty. But then the worry is once you get past Casty, it's kind of a chasm. Turner, cold, Stott, awful all year. JT has been bad since coming back. Marsh been bad since June. And Rojas has actually played well, and everybody always duking all over Johan Rojas. Johan Rojas has a higher batting average, and I understand all the old heads, all batting average doesn't mean anything. But to put things into perspective, the bad Johan Rojas now has a higher batting average than Bryson Stott and Brandon Marsh. So take it that what you will. Now I have a crazy idea. You really want to get crazy here. Let's get nuts. I'm proposing the Phillies do something controversial to really light a fire under everyone's ass. I say you send down Scott. God, spoiler. God. I say you send down Bryson Stott. Let me turn this light down. God, what's that? Is that better? Anyway, you send down Bryson Stott, give him 10 days down there, see if he could figure it out. You would have to DFA somebody. Why not give Scott Kingery another shot at the major league level? Like, why not? Why not Scott? Why not Scotty Jetpacks? I mean, he has an 800 OPS in AAA this year. He's hot. I just, I don't know what you do. You got to do something here. So hypothetically speaking, if they call up Scott Kingery and Cody Clemens, this could be your lineup. Schwarber, Bohm, Harper, Casty, Trey, Clemens, JT, Scott Kingery, Johan Rojas. That could be your lineup. And then this is going to be the name of the episode is it's not going to focus, is it? There it is. Wait. Yeah. Where were you when Scott Kingery saved the season? It's my question. I mean, why not? Why not? Let's try it out. I anybody got any other ideas? I mean, they're just lost. They're just a complete and utter lost baseball team right now. And truth be told, I don't know what you do. I don't know if benching somebody is the right idea. I don't know if that is the solution to your problem. I don't know if I don't know. I don't. And it's very frustrating because we know how good this team is and how good this team was. And it's just been bad, just bad. I can't even give you one good thing that has come out of this second half. That one Tyler Phillips game, the Kyle Schwarber 3-homer game, that was pretty cool. That Yankees game would have been cool if they were able to win, but you didn't. You blew that game too. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't have a lot to say today. I mean, I'm very frustrated. To put things into perspective, I saved some tweets as for backup. So to kind of put things into perspective, the 2023 Eagles, it's a theme in 2023-2024 seasons. The 2023 Eagles started 10-1. They ended 1-5. The 2023 to 2024 Flyers started 25-14-6. They ended 13-9-5. The 2023-2024 Sixers started 29-13. They ended 19-22. And the 2024 Phillies started 45-19 and since are 24-91, or excuse me, 24-31. And then other things. This has since gone down. This was taken on Monday. Philly slash line since the All-Star break. Kyle Schwarber hitting 288. Trey Turner hitting 179. Bryce Harper hitting 207. Alec Bohm is hitting 307. JT Realmuto is hitting 193. Brandon Marsh is hitting 149. Nick Castellanos is hitting 300. Bryson Stott is hitting 222. Austin Hayes is hitting 263, and Johan Rojas is hitting 281. Um, I I don't know. Truthfully, I have no idea. Um, it's, I don't. I'm just anybody. How do you, everybody keeps asking me what's wrong with the Phillies? What's wrong with the Phillies? What's wrong with the Phillies? Just because I have no idea. Um, I think Topper is too lenient with them. And look, I love Topper. I think Topper is the right manager for this team. However, you need to and I think this is why Charlie Manuel was so good, was because he let the guys play and do their thing. But if they screwed up and if they're not playing well, he'd tell them off. He didn't care who you were. And I don't think Topper has that in him. And you need to have that. You need to, when Trey Turner didn't run out that double play ball in that Arizona game, you bench Turner. I don't care who you are. If you're not running out that ball, that could start a big inning and could start going. Instead, he didn't run it out, ended up costing you the game. I mean, exaggeration, but you get my point. Um, I just think nobody is, I just don't think they have a fire under them anymore. They don't have that fire in their belly. They had a golden opportunity here to stomp the Braves and stomp the Mets, so much so that it's just like they're dead. They're dead. There is no shot of them coming back. And you're just allowing them to stay in the race and allowing them to stick around. And it's frustrating, man, because this team was destined to be one of the best Phillies team of all time. And now they're just another Phillies team who didn't have the guts to do what it takes. It didn't have it in them. You had Taiwan coming back, and shocker, he still sucks. You have Ranger on his way back, but that's going to be huge. Turnbull is also on his way back. Remember Spencer Turnbull? I'm sure you don't. Um, Turnbull should be back. Truth be told, I think you need to DFA Taiwan Walker. I don't care. I think you just need to accept it, eat the money, and he has not had one good start. Maybe the London one. Other than that, he's been awful, like awful, bad, terrible, and he is actively losing you ball games. It's not like last year where he pitched okay and the offense, for whatever reason, would go off during Taiwan Walker starts. Like, he is legitimately one of, if he's on the par with Patrick Corbin, bad. Like, Taiwan is bad. He's bad baseball player, not good anymore, bad contract. And I feel bad for him. From all reports and what everybody says about Taiwan Walker, he's an incredible human. I never want to see anybody lose their job. But ultimately, at the end of the day, this is a business. It's just a business matter. We saw it with Merrifield. Everybody in the Phillies clubhouse was pretty bummed that Witt got cut, but they understand it's a business, and I think it's going to have to be the same thing with Taiwan, because there's no way you're trading him in this offseason. There's just no way that you're getting off of that contract. So I think you just need to eat it and just swallow it and just cut him loose, old Yeller style, and ride with Tyler Phillips. Maybe you call up Mick Abel, maybe lightning in a bottle there. I don't know. I really don't. Tyler Phillips has been fine. Doesn't really push the needle for me. Colby Allard, fine. Ranger, thankfully, is coming back. And Nola is Nola. Wheeler has been great. Sanchez has been more kind of coming back down the earth a little bit. Regarding the bullpen, I really think that, and in hindsight's 2020, that they should have grabbed one of those premier arms, um, because Hoffman has taken a step back. Estevez has been fine. Banks has been good. Alvarado has looked lost. Um, Jose Ruiz is Jose Ruiz, I guess. And God, who else? Strom has been good. Kirkring's been good. They've shown flashes. It just hasn't been as consistent. And look, I would rather have them go through this now than when it matters, like when it happened in the NLCS last year. But you need to get there. And right now, Not to say that I don't think the Phillies are going to make the playoffs, because if they don't, that would be a historic collapse if the Phillies somehow miss the playoffs. But right now they're looking like they're a first round exit. They just look lost. I don't know what needs to happen. I don't know if it's Topper needing to light a fire under them. I don't know if it's Dombo. But I don't know. Somebody's got to say something, throw a chair, break a bat, scream at each other, get angry, because that's what ultimately what families do. Um, Obviously, you know, people know I'm the youngest of four boys. And I fight with my brothers all the time, but at the end of the day, I love them. I die for them. That's what needs to happen here. You need to scream at each other. It can't be all happiness and good vibes all the time. There's a 162 game season. You need to scream at each other. You need to hate each other. And right now, it just looks like nobody's really on the same page. And somebody's got to step up and be like, guys, what the hell are we doing? Like, have somebody take accountability. Be like, Trey, what were you doing on that double play? JT, like, come on, step it up. You know, I look at a guy like Casty to be that way, but these guys love each other, and I get that. But tough love is a thing, and I think it's something that would benefit this Phillies team mightily. But I don't know. I don't know. I gotta clean this room. It's a mess. I'm in a cleaning mood. Let me check. Nothing's really going on. So my solution is call up Scott Kingery. Official statement from the .NET Phillies podcast. But I only got John's hot takes, and I guess wrapping up. Because again, I really didn't have anything prepared. It was more so just State of the Union kind of thing, where I just kind of tell you matter of fact. But hopefully, in the next episode, I have a shelf somewhere with some Philly stuff on it. That'd be pretty cool. Might go thrifting, see if I can find some Philly stuff. Go on Facebook Marketplace, maybe find something cool like that. But the flag is staying. Is a staple. Has to. Um, because I had my, I don't think I've ever had the Phillies painting. There's a Phillies painting I have that Ashlyn actually painted for me, like when we first started dating, and I've had it, and it's a very, very beautiful thing. Thank you, sweetie. I love you. Never mad at you. Only my baseball team. Regarding John's hot takes, got some spicy ones in here. Um, First things first, Adidas over Nike. I agree. I think Adidas in terms of clothing, shoes, everything. I like Adidas brand over Nike. I think Nike is just namesake at this point. So big Nike guy, agree. Umbrellas are overrated. I kind of agree there. You still ultimately end up getting wet, just a little less wet. And then what if the thing goes inside out? And that's another thing. It made me think, okay, so side note, I'm going to talk about this for a little bit. Ashlyn and I have been watching so much Dance Moms. They don't make shows like that anymore. That show is incredible, but it reminded me that one of the girls had a solo and her umbrella went inside out. Idiot. And they ignored Abby the entire time. Like, that's a problem. It's a problem. It's a problem. Obviously, Abby made it not her fault, even though it was. But anyway, 10 out of 10 Dance Moms. My favorite Dance Mom, Dr. Holly. Love you. Need you to narrate my life and give me life advice if you ever see this for some odd reason. Shout out to Dr. Holly. Any Hoosers. Avocados didn't exist until like 2017. I kind of agree with that. Like growing up, you never heard about avocados until it started like becoming a thing to have avocado toast and avocado on this, avocado on that. It's like the big hipster trendy thing. I kind of agree there. I never knew about avocados until then. Um, John likes the IBX patch on the uniforms. He says he likes to add the blue kind of thing. They had the opportunity to do the funniest thing ever and have Wawa because the Pirates have sheets. So missed opportunity. And Game of Thrones was overrated. I was never a Game of Thrones guy. I know it's like one of the best shows of all time, but um, apparently the last season was bad. You know, I'm a Walking Dead guy, and the last season was dookie of that show. But I love that show to death. I die with that show, but you get my point. Um, Looking forward, you have the Nationals, and then Atlanta or Milwaukee. Figured out. That's all I can say. And if you guys didn't hear, I got hold on. Another reveal. Another reveal. Not really a reveal, but so a lot of people, and I wore this shirt for a reason. A lot of people have been asking me, Jared, are you ever going to do a Eagles podcast? And truth be told, my knowledge of football is not nearly as much with baseball, in the ins and outs and stats and everything like that, and players and yada yada yada, in depth, blah 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 blah. Huge Eagles fan, but I never felt like I had the ability to speak about it how I speak about the Phillies. And that's just a self-conscious thing of my own. I could probably, whatever. However, after much discussion and after kind of figuring stuff out, I mean, we kind of talked about it a little bit. Official logo and shirt. The 52 Reasons podcast hosted by myself and John right here on the back. 52 Reasons Pod coming this season. In the next couple weeks, they're going to be released every Tuesday, um, after game day, and we kind of preview everything. It's going to be myself and John, going on about the Eagles, talking about previews, picks, everything like that. We're very excited to get that going. This show on Wednesdays will still go on as normal. During the season, now instead of me just doing it Tuesday, I'm also doing excuse me, instead of doing this Wednesday as Phillies, I'm also going to be doing that one with John on Tuesdays as well. So I'm very excited for that. We're very excited to get started on that, and excited to go on that Eagles season with you guys. But in terms of this, that's going to do it for me today. I know a bit of a shorter one, but again, I didn't really have anything too in depth prepared. I hope you enjoyed my rant and everything like that. And I will see you guys next Wednesday.